Every time I faced him, I think I've started off slider. And he'll go there. He knows it's coming. He just and like looks at me and smiles. And I get the ball back and I'm like, my bad. And then we started the at bat. There's times I've thrown it for a ball. There's times I've thrown it for a strike. From 8th grade to sophomore year, I was always just average. Mm-hmm. And I'd always wanted to play college baseball, but everyone was like, nah, you're not gonna play. You're not that good. Like no reason to like give it time and effort if you're not gonna play.
Wait, how did the Maritime School not have an accounting major?
Oh my God, bro.
How did it?
It's interesting because I hated it. Yeah. Like absolutely hated it. But I wouldn't change any of it because it truly like builds character. Mm-hmm.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Shipped Across the Border. My name's Max. I'm here with Chris.
Oh.
You good?
Yeah, I'm ready to rock, bro.
All right, and today we got on one of our dear friends, lived across from us last year, baseball player at Our Lady of the Elms College, and overall great guy. We got on Ryan Ziegler today.
Dude, I had to hold my tongue. I was about to make some horrible jokes because we were just flowing in the conversation. And I had to be like, no, it's not podcast appropriate. I have to relax, and we have to be PG now.
The more fucking bullshit that you say, just you have more work to do.
I know. That's why I held my tongue.
You had your work cut out for you last episode.
Yeah.
But
What's
we're
up,
about
Ryan?
How we doing?
I'm all right, bro.
Happy to be here.
So what, basically, we were just going to yap because we have no questions.
Yeah, we don't really know. We have no questions. We don't really know anything about baseball. Mm-hmm. But we were in a flowing conversation before, and we were talking about professional sports, and I was obviously only know basketball. Obviously, you play the NBA. There's semi-pro leagues here, like the ABA or whatever it is, and there's obviously EuroLeague in Spain and other lower-level leagues in other places in EuroLeague in Europe, not just in Spain. But then there's other leagues and levels in Europe. But Ryan was talking about how it's kind of a parallel in baseball, and that was kind of interesting to me. So talk a little bit about what's like professional baseball after college, or what are the options?
So you can play overseas. There's like Japan League.
Japan has baseball players. I didn't really know that until
Bauer, insert a clip. That dude is insane. He needs to be back in the league.
I didn't even know that, but like Japan, like baseball is very popular there.
Yeah, it like shockingly popular. I never would have expected that.
That's crazy.
But like if you watch literally World Series, like there's like baseball's a thing like all around the world. It's kind of sick. But so there's Japan League. There's a lot of baseball in like Dominican Republic and Spain.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if it's Spain, but and then there's like independent baseball in the U.S., which is there's like Frontier League.
So there's pro leagues that are not the MLB in the U.S.
Yeah, a lot of them.
They get paid.
But MLB's the best one, right? Like it's the top.
Yeah. There's like minors and majors, but trying to think. There's some out like towards Arizona. Well, there's Arizona League, which is involved with MLB. There's MLB related teams that aren't in
like farm leagues, right? Like,
yeah, and they're not necessarily in the franchise, but they're like a recruitment team for that franchise.
Yeah, farm leagues like G League teams? Is that what that is?
Basically,
yeah. Okay.
So there's like low A, high A, double A, triple A, MLB.
Okay. You get paid to play in those leagues?
Yeah, not nearly as much though.
Well, no shit. But like is it like the same as like overseas? Because like in Europe, you can get paid. They pay for all your expenses and shit, but then you get paid on top of that like an extra 40 to 60 grand if you're good. It's just less than that?
Yeah.
Like how much
they're
less?
They're getting like a food stipend. They have to pay their own rent. And they get
I guess because you
15 to 20 grand.
Because baseball teams are way bigger than basketball teams, so you can't pay for everybody.
Yeah, there's 40-man rosters in each team.
Yes, you can't pay for everybody.
Each organization has roughly 400 guys.
That's 400.
Fuck. Like from the
ball catchers
all the way to majors, there's like 400 guys in an organization.
How many? And so there's obviously MLB team, and then there's like AAA, AA, single A.
Mm-hmm. And there's low A, high A, and then if you go below that, there's a
baseball's mad confusing. How many?
Florida League and a Arizona League, which all have guys in it, and those usually like 50 to 60-man rosters.
That's
so there's
crazy.
A lot of guys.
Do you guys have to have like second jobs?
Some guys do, yeah. There's guys that'll work like side jobs or like online jobs while playing because
I feel like
they get like not much. And I mean, there's like if you're playing in a low like Florida League, you get 15 grand a year. You're not getting much at all.
Like from my limited knowledge about professional basketball, obviously it ranges from like different leagues and different countries. Obviously do it differently, but I feel like the higher leagues like they pay, and I feel like most like places where you would consider like actual professional, not like semi-pro or whatever, would probably cover your expenses, like living, food. Like I watch a lot of guys on TikTok or Instagram. Like I follow a lot of guys because I think like that lifestyle is interesting, and a lot of them say that like their 2 meals a day are covered, their rent's covered, they get a car, so for transportation and everything, and so like a lot of that, let's just say they make that 15, 20 grand is like just like straight to the pockets. Mm-hmm. So that's what they get in addition to that is obviously a lot more. But I also don't know how it works with
If it was
baseball.
like,
And yeah, 40 like having 40 people on the payroll is a lot different than having 15 or 12.
yeah.
So that's
Also, like how many people can actively play in a baseball game at one time? Like
Counting
beyond the
pitchers,
field, beyond the field,
12 to 13 in a game.
throughout the whole game, or that's like,
Full game for one team.
and everybody hits. You get to decide who hits.
Pitchers don't hit. It's everyone who plays.
doesn't Otani hit?
Otani does.
Didn't he just
that's
blow
rare-
it? Didn't
That's
he just
a rare case.
Didn't he just blow out his shoulder or something?
Nah, I think it was his wrist.
He's
wrist?
Japanese. I don't want to be mad
I was
racist.
watching
He's
that. That
Japanese
was
player too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was treading the line there. That could have been, that could have been mad racist. But yeah,
Hey,
he-
Otani didn't exactly sound
isn't
Canadian.
he like the Wemby of baseball? Like
Yeah, he's like the rare case where he can do all things rather than just like one or the other. Not many people can do that at this point.
see the video of Wemby shooting fucking
Step back
Three from
step back
35
from
feet.
logo.
Bro, Wemby is
Yesterday?
different. He's like 7'2", but
7'5".
Oh my god, I didn't know he was that tall.
Wemby 7'5".
I don't pay attention to basketball though.
Bro, he's 7'5".
gap between your
shooting
basketball
step
knowledge
back
is the
three.
same as our
Oh,
gap.
my
Favorite
God.
basketball player, Peyton Pritchard. Hot
Peyton
take.
Pritchard?
Yeah.
Why is that a hot take?
Let's go.
A lot of people love Peyton Pritchard.
Bro,
That's not a hot take at all. I feel like he's a fan favorite.
Actively last night we were watching the Celtics, and I didn't know Peyton Pritchard was even on the floor, and then they subbed him out, but he had 16 points.
I call him Big P.
He is funny.
I was
Bro, I
rooting
feel like
for
he's
him,
a
bro.
fan favorite. I feel like every
But like, why
short,
though?
because I'll tell you right now,
Because he's just scrappy.
every short white point guard can draw a personal comparison to him.
Shout out-
He's
shout out
like
Andrew.
It's like Andrew or Mike.
Mac's favorite player is Peyton Pritchard. I feel like there's a lot of people who are like, doesn't have to be white, but like when you're a white guy, there's a lot less options to relate to the players based like that. And so he's just a
He's just gross.
very, very
He's so
talented,
tough.
underrated, small guard who's scrappy.
You guys seen the stat where he's like 5 for 17 from half court?
No, it's like 5 for 8 from half court.
Oh, is it actually?
Yeah, it's like, it's something crazy. And he hit another one the first game of the season, but it was after the buzzer, so it didn't count. But no, like they actively look to get in the ball with like under 3 seconds left because he just like is a miracle.
He just lets it go.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
He's so tough, bro. He has this YouTube channel where he posts like his dribbling workouts and shit, and like you can watch him go through
He
his
has
dribbling workout.
such good handles. It's crazy.
Dude, he's like, he has his ball and like these basic ass dribbling workouts. He makes them look so tough just because how much control he has under the ball. It's insane.
Like he can compete for like top 10 handles in the league.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
Can't even like if it's
Maybe,
just
yeah, that's
standstill
not crazy. That's
dribbles.
not crazy.
Like standstill dribbles, not like in game.
I'm a Kyrie.
That's not
I'm a
crazy.
Kyrie meat
Oh yeah,
rider.
obviously
so
Kyrie's
like,
like at least top 3.
You hooped in
top-
high school,
top.
right?
Huh?
You hooped in high school,
A little
right?
bit, not like a ton. I just sat in the corner and shot.
sounds about right.
It was fun.
You played on varsity though.
Nah, not really. Like,
You were on the varsity team.
like I would like to say that, but no. Like it's hard to say because we had freshman, JV, varsity,
Yeah.
and it was like our freshman was I don't want to. Can this
You
one
don't have
not
to
go in the video? Is there
you
one
don't
this
have
can get edited out?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So there's Cedric, who let me see if I can name the starting lineup. Tyson at Nichols, Cedric Eastern, Walker, Emmanuel, and Mitchell. Who are the other two? Nate doesn't play basketball in college. He was a tall ass kid. He went to Wake Forest. Smart ass kid. And then who was the 4?
Ryan Ziegler.
Nah.
So you guys are pretty good.
Thing
That
is,
sounds
I
like
was
you're pretty good.
short and fat during that time. I was probably 5'4" and like chubby.
As
And
a
I was,
senior in high
5'6".
school?
No, freshman.
Oh.
Senior high school, I was like 5'9". Still kind of fat,
What are you now?
like 5'11".
5'11. So you had a pretty good high school team by the sounds of it.
Oh, we were good. So we won a state championship our senior year.
Damn.
That's dope. So were you on the team as a senior?
I didn't play after my. Oh shit. When did I stop playing? I stopped playing earlier in high school though, because I knew it wasn't even gonna be like it was gonna be pointless to even be on the team.
Yeah.
So it was just so much running, and I hated running. So I was like, I'm not doing this. Like, why am I
Switch
gonna
to
be
baseball. I could just sit for half the game.
here? Yeah, so I just went to baseball. All I know is
You
pitch,
always
didn't
played
do much.
baseball?
Yeah, I played baseball since I was like 5.
How'd you get into that?
My dad, he was one of the coaches, so I just played. Signed me up for T-ball. He coached. Played.
So, you play baseball?
Naturally,
I play
alright.
baseball.
I am probably top 5 worst baseball players you've ever met, and you haven't even seen me play. Like, I'm so unbelievably bad at baseball. It's the one sport I can never figure out.
I used to have a big backyard. I mean, I lived in the same house, but me and my mom's brothers, like my first cousins, lived next to each other, like right next to each other.
Oh,
So we
that's
had
sick.
no fence in between. So it was 2 like backyards combined, and so we'd always have like home run derbies, and we'd play we'd just play baseball games. Like, cause I have 2 younger cousins that are 2 years younger, or a younger cousin that's 2 years younger than me, and a younger brother that's also 2 years younger than me. and then me, and then my dad and my dad and my uncle. So 5 of us, we would just play like home run derbies, or we'd play just like mini games, and yeah, it was fun. So that's my only baseball experience. So I would hit into the neighbor's lawn off the fucking T-ball thing.
You're definitely like
consistently.
You're definitely like a bunter. Like you like to bunt and just get on first.
I was swinging for I was
He's
more.
definitely not fast enough to do
I was
that.
swinging
No
for the
hate,
fences.
but
I was
You
swinging.
don't think
for
it's fast enough to do that?
Maybe not right now. Maybe back in the day, bro. I used to be. I was hitting that shit into the neighbor's backyard over the fence.
Just because I know what your golf swing looks like, I refuse to believe you can swing a baseball bat,
bro.
Oh hell
My shit's nice, bro. No, I've been swung on a baseball
Do
bat
I have a
since I was
video
like
of your golf
5,
swing?
bro.
Here, you guys got to yap while I try and find his golf
I
swing.
don't think I've swung a baseball bat since I was like maybe 8.
no! Take the high school basketball piece out of this conversation. I don't want that in the video.
Why?
Because I don't feel like talking about high school.
Oh, I mean, this is just random that I just found on my phone, but like, bro, I left my clubs in my
Oh
car.
my god, that's the irons my dad has.
Bro, I left my clubs in my car and I was just swinging my six and it just melted the epoxy. And then I went to go swing and I saw the end of it just fly off and against the wall.
Should have gone through the window.
He tried to before.
Oh, no, I did.
There's
one that.
Oh, you sent it both through the window?
There's one that went through.
Someone broke a window and breaks last year throwing a baseball. He'd never.
Is that still there though? Right? Like it's top left. It's still there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's still there.
You guys know who that was?
We don't need to drop names.
Schmelvin?
No. It was a kid from the soccer team.
Really?
Yeah.
No name drops.
He's not here anymore.
It's definitely Tyler.
No.
It's definitely Sieb.
Nah.
Jonas.
Definitely. Jonas is too good of a kid.
I love Jonas.
Jonas. There's no.
I miss them. They're living it up right now.
No.
Steve's living it up in fucking.
How do you know about
Amsterdam.
Sieb?
I talk to Steve sometimes.
Really? The only person I saw text is Jonas because he'll randomly text me and just.
Yo, he does that.
But he'll just drop me like NPC lines. Like he'll just say you're small, and then I'll just leave it. Like that's all he'll say to me.
I love you. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Those are great guys.
So.
Find the clip or no?
Oh yeah, no, I fucking can't find it. But
I swing a golf club like a hockey stick.
I mean, I can imitate it for him right
Like
now.
slap.
Yep.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's really bad.
Bro, I've like never
He's just
golfed
so
before.
stiff. Like when he's up against the ball, he'll be like this, and then like his whole body rotates. There's no wrist flexion. There's no elbow
But then
flexion.
he
It's just
like,
yes, and it comes down the
just
ball.
chops. Oh jeez.
I've golfed one time in my
Doesn't
life.
work on that.
I need to work on mine. You need to fix my swing, bro. That's what.
Bro,
we
you're
need to do.
swinging. I mean, you haven't hit in a minute, but
No,
you're
my-
looking good.
No, because you don't know what a good golf swing looks like. You think because I hit it, I can swing fast, it's good, but it's not. I come down too steep on the ball. I'm not making great contact.
You're like invested in golf, man.
I don't know about invested, but like
Now he's the best of basketball again. I
You
guess
guys
we
should interview one of the golf guys.
we've been thinking about it. Ty,
We
Yeah, I was
interviewed,
gonna say just ask Ty.
Ty
interviewed
was
Tobin.
feeling- What?
we interviewed Tobin.
Yeah, Tobin came on last year, but I wasn't golfing at that point, so I really didn't give a fuck.
I think
what
Andrew's a pretty good
handicap was.
golfer too.
Yeah, he golfs a little bit. I knew that.
So
He told us that. But yeah, no, last year I didn't give a fuck about golf. So like we interviewed Tobin and he was on the golf team, but I didn't care at that point. So I didn't really know what a handicap was or anything. So like it just didn't mean anything to me.
Do you know what a handicap is now?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Like the handicap system's complicated, but I kind
we
of.
had
so
an
complicated.
argument, bro. We had
So
me and Chris had an argument
complicated.
because I don't golf, but I know a lot about golf because my brother is a very good golfer, and my dad, my uncle, my grandfather all golf. So like,
Tell me if I'm right. Your handicap is what you can shoot when you're playing your best golf.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
it's in relation because every course
Has
has
a rating.
but that's not related to their par. So like if par
it's
is
all just slope rating.
yeah, so it's par could be 71, 72, 73, whatever, but it's a different number for their like difficulty. And so it's what you shoot in relation to the difficulty, not what you shoot in relation to the par.
Yeah, basically.
See?
That's
So,
where you lose me.
Like so my handicap's like a 9.5, right? Which is okay.
That's
Like
okay.
that's
That's a
above
very good
average,
golfer.
but I'm
Well
not-
above average.
No. Like a good golfer is like a plus handicap because that's technically
Yeah, but that's like fucking negative 1% of golfers.
yeah. But like a 9.5 is like I can have a 9.5 and say par 70, right? That doesn't mean I'm just gonna shoot a 79.
No, but when you're playing your best golf, you will.
Yeah, I mean I broke 80 once and
Mm-hmm.
I've shot a 37 and 38 on 9.
Exactly. So he broke 80 only one time in his life,
Yeah.
but his handicap would show that he breaks under 80 consistently because it's about the score.
It's his best rounds.
Because it's about the score in relation to the difficulty of the course.
Yeah, it's weird.
Very
What did I say my brother's handicap was?
probably around his plus 8. Or
I
not
thought it was like
minus
6.
8, sorry. Minus 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you get a plus in your handicap, I'm pretty much
That's when
not. I'm not talking to you
I'm
anymore.
lost. That's insane.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do
Who's the best golf? What's his name? The guy.
Tiger Woods?
No, the guy on the golf team out here. He was like all conference.
Oh,
You said he wears short
Miguel?
shorts.
he loves the
Right,
short
isn't it?
shorts. I think it's
Miguel
Miguel.
Cruz?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's good.
he's like
Zero
basically
plus
basically
handicap?
scratch.
Good.
Basically
The scratch is 0, not plus or negative.
And
It's
thing is,
zero.
it's like if you look, he shoots like He's been anywhere from like I think it was like because I always watch like the page.
Oh yeah, I see it
He's
too.
been anywhere from like a 76, like an 84.
Yeah.
And like everyone would be like, oh, an 84, like that's not good, bro. In tournament golf, an 84 is legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Ty was telling
Legit.
so
I couldn't do that.
Ty was
I knew
telling
that
me
I couldn't do
in class. He's like tournament because he's a good golfer, but I think
He shot like an 88 or something.
I think he had a obviously when you're golfing just you and the boys or with your family and stuff like you
It's different.
like you let some stuff that you like he was
It's the
explaining
difference
to me
between runs and
if you
like
have
ref basketball.
if you have a 3-4 foot putt usually you'd be like that's like just like that's a what do you call it
It's a gimme.
this gimme
Yeah,
but
just pick it up.
you
have to finish it
and
in
if you-
tournament golf.
and obviously on 18 holes you're maybe gonna not get an extra 2, 3, 4, 5 strokes because you
If it's a bad day, you might
Yeah,
get
bro.
extra
If you
10
just walk over a
strokes.
little too confident, lip it out, extra
Yeah.
stroke. If you
Exactly.
lip it out and you try and tap back in, you miss it. Boom, 2 extra strokes like that.
There's
Exactly, yeah.
there's those videos online like the PGA crash outs where like that one guy he misses the putt and he starts
8
smacking it
times, he's
around.
Smacking that, like, bro,
Bro,
people
that's
like
so
that.
relatable.
and there's also like you were saying that there's the highest you can get on is plus 10 or whatever but like if you or plus 8 or whatever it is like on
On what,
a regular
one hole?
on a regular course on
Oh,
one
or
hole.
like, yeah. Once you get over plus 10, everyone
Yeah,
just
you
you
pick
just
it
like pick it up.
and
with that
he said that like there's not like you hit it until you what do you call it
Yeah.
and so if you if you hit once the forest like that's
You got to drop, you find it.
exactly and
don't
then
just
you just
pick it
keep
up.
going you can't just pick it up and
Yeah,
let it
it's
go.
not
So,
bro rules, but
tournament golf is like it's legit and so like that's I mean probably how it should be played but
if you're serious and you're sweaty, yeah. But like for reference, you're a plus or a minus 8 handicap. I'm like a 37, 40 fit. Like I'm really bad.
I don't
bro.
think you realize how easy you could get to like 20.
Yeah,
He's been golfing
you
for-
say that. I've
you've
been
been golfing
golfing
for
for
one
2
summer, though.
months.
Yeah, you realize 2 months is not a lot of time.
How long have you been golfing?
I've golfed since I was probably 13.
Jesus fucking Christ. It makes me so mad that everyone else got onto this before I did because I have a friend back home that I used to play basketball with and then he sort of transitioned out of it. But he started playing golf when he was like 13 years old with his dad and he hated it. And he started picking it up again when he was like 17. So now he's been golfing legitimately for probably like 5 years. And he's just fucking, he's around you. He's like a minus 8. Like he's fucking
Which
gross.
friend?
From
Wilson. I don't think you would know him. It's a video of him with a
what's the
sports bra
closest
on.
golf cart to you with a sports bra
Yeah.
why would that trigger any memory for
Because
you?
I have like a crazy. It's like the only picture you would have seen of him because he was like hammered one night and he just decided to put on a sports bra. But the closest golf course to me is like 5 minutes away. Not even.
Really? Are there a lot of golf courses near you?
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Really? And they're popular?
Somewhat. I mean, they're
around here?
no,
around
where
him.
I live.
I got
Chris lives on a farm.
Fuck, can we stop doing this?
Bro, just hit golf balls at your house.
Here's the problem with that, right? It's like you can't just do that and hit it into the field because then the combine and stuff when you go to harvest gets big ass chunks of golf ball in it and it's just not fun for the
No,
machinery.
you just go and find the ball.
It's a field.
You play it like a hole. You put a flag stick 250
How
yards
much
out.
room do you think I have at my house?
You
He
live
lives on a farm.
You have room.
Yeah, but like not that much room.
So take a 6-iron. How far do you hit a 6-iron?
Not far.
See?
170
So put a stick
maybe.
out there.
Maybe.
You're
Hit it
he's
to
basically
it.
saying you're uncommitted.
So put a
You don't
stick
want
out
it bad
there.
enough.
Bro, my yard
You don't
is
want it
not
bad
big in
enough.
the front.
I used to chip like all the time in my front yard.
Yeah, that's what I
But
do.
like I
You know the
can't
little-
hit a fucking 6-iron anywhere.
You know the frisbee game where you have the 2 poles and you have to try and hit
Yeah.
the pole? So I put one of those poles in my yard, right?
Mhm.
I take probably 5 balls and I try and chip as close as I can to it.
Yeah, I did that too. And I'm doing that. I still lost like 12 balls in the field.
That's
just trying to chip.
actually-
What's
I'm
frisbee
not-
golf?
Hell, before we
crazy.
move on, there's like a random stat we'll throw because we're talking about handicap. Do you know why there's a rule in Germany now that you have to get a golf license to golf? Like you have to go through a test and stuff. Do you know why that's a thing?
No.
Because someone shot. This is no joke. This is a real thing. Someone shot 280 on one of their course on 18 holes.
You need to
That's
call
gotta
me
be
out
so
like that,
bad
bro.
to play behind.
280, and after that guy did that thing, he set off a chain reaction of events that made it legal law that you have to have a certain level of skill before you go on any golf course.
That is awful.
Yeah, 280 is insane. You'd have to try to do that.
I think the worst I've done recently.
On 8, that's
20 strokes a hole.
20 strokes.
I think the
That's
worst I
insane.
did recently was
That's insane.
probably. I shot like probably 105 at.
That would be my best score ever, by the way.
At TPC River Highlands, the Travelers Championship score
Ah,
Where's that?
during the Pro Am.
Jesus.
So I played with 2 pros, and that's when I did it.
What did they shoot?
It was our practice rounds. I think I played with Justin Rose and Peter Malnati, and I think Justin shot
You know that's our?
74. No, he shot a set. No, our first. Damn. He shot a 73. Peter shot a 74. Something like that. And
I want to play with some fucking unreal golfers just to get some perspective on how insane they really
The
are.
way it sounded when they hit the ball was crazy.
With the whip of
It
the
was
fucking
like-
club and everything. Yeah.
Like as soon as they hit the ball, it was
Damn.
crazy.
And you had your worst round ever? Or your worst
Well,
round
I
in
mean,
recent
that's
in
a
recent
fucking
ever?
tournament.
tournament
professional
course.
course.
So like
What's the difference in professional course?
So much harder.
So like first of all, the rough, like an average course, they're not going to maintain it like that, but they purposely leave it so it's like the ball gets in, it just sinks, so
It
you can't
was-
hit it. The
rough was like above my ankle.
and then
So it's hard
rough.
To, it's
the
hard to
rough.
hit the
So
ball
like there's
out.
the fairway, which is where you want to hit it, where it's like shaved. Fucking.
And then it's the round.
The rough is like off into the bullshit, and if you hit it off into the bullshit, you're pretty much fucked. Like, you're gonna get an automatic. You can't hit it far because it's so deep in the grass. And then the sand pits are perfectly placed so that it's impossible to like just knock it on the green. So you have to leave it short and then chip it on. And then the greens themselves are fast as fuck, so like you can't really read them.
I saw this thing on TikTok.
got a
Like,
good
do the golf courses like move around the hole on the green?
So like after every
Change
week
after
or
each
something,
round.
yeah. So like they're just purposely changing the hole and they put the grass back where it was, and
And they just move the hole to a different spot on the green. Like I didn't even know.
you can see where they used
My
to have
first
the hole.
time, so I golfed for the first time this summer 9 holes. With never really. I was on like a putting green before. And I was getting so mad. I'm like, bro, why the fuck is the greens not just fucking flat? I thought that the greens were fucking flat. Like, what? They're doing too much. I was so pissed. Now, not only are the greens not flat, but they also move the hole around so like you can go to the same course and the hole's on a different spot twice.
So-
Like, that's fucked.
For the tournament, when they actually played the tournament, like at TPC River Highlands, Scotty Scheffler and
That's Chris's goat.
What's
That's
his,
Chris's father.
Who do you know what I'm talking about? How they went into a
Bryson.
no, it was Scotty and someone else, younger guy.
Colin Mirakawa.
No,
I don't know.
Declan
good
Lynch.
guess though.
I,
Declan.
Crazy Declan Lynch pull right there.
Declan's actually not a bad golfer either. He's probably like a negative 18, I'd say.
Tom Kim.
Okay.
They went into a like they had to do another hole because they were tied through 18 for like the last. They were tied through the whole tournament basically, and for the other hole location they replayed the same hole they just played, but
They changed the hole.
they go back to the tee box and they change the hole location to another one they had set.
Yeah.
And so it's like everyone's waiting, standing around. They're changing the hole location. They go and play the hole again, and it's like they had different locations of where the hole would have to go based off measurements. So they like walked around, they measured out to where the hole was supposed to be, like made it, and then they played the hole again for the overtime instead of just going back around the course, which is so sick.
Like, that's so complicated, bro. They're
You should
so
see,
hard, so
there's
complicated.
a course. Fuck, I don't know where this course is, but it's called the shortest. So the shortest par 4, the shortest par 5 in the world, and it's like 130 yards or something. But the green is sloped on both sides of the hole, so like you just can't put it on. It just rolls off both sides. It's ridiculous. Like there's one spot you can.
Isn't it if it's sloped on both sides, then it'd be like
It's like on top of a
automatically
house.
go in? Oh, it's like this.
Yeah.
Oh, you're making it seem like it was
No,
like that.
no.
You are right though. If it was sloped inward, like
That's
around
in-
the
that's
whole
just
thing,
the-
you just put it on it, it'd go
be
in.
fine. But no,
Yeah.
this one's. I think I'll look it up. It's crazy.
So it's like a fucking
You ever seen Mac Boucher?
hole like that.
He's Canadian. You don't know him?
Mac Boucher.
Lefty. He's the guy who
you actually might,
swings
like-
the ball like 80 yards out and pulls it back in or slices.
oh, is this where he
it,
plays
like,
his slice and shit?
Yeah, the lefty with like the
I don't know if
crazy
I've seen
whippy
this.
swing, and he can swing righty with a turned over driver. That's for a
Seriously, like
lefty.
I know a decent amount of golf, but I don't know like a lot. Like I don't watch a lot of the tournaments or anything. Shortest.
My brother watches all the tournaments. That's
Mac
just always
Boucher's
on
one
my
of my
house.
favorite guys. He just shot shapes everything.
Oh, I think I have seen this.
Like,
That's gross, dude.
God damn it, I don't want. Like, he's one of my favorite.
Yeah, I've seen,
golfers.
this guy hits like all the stingers and shit.
Yeah, and then he'll do like crazy slings, or he'll swing righty with a lefty driver, and he'll turn it over.
In a tournament. Like in a
Well,
professional.
he's not professional, no, but he'll play like in pro-ams.
Oh, he's not a professional golfer.
He was. His Instagram bio was washed up professional golfer.
Oh, shit. Bro, speaking of
Can't
individual
find this.
Canadian
Oh, this is-
sport athletes, you ever heard of a tennis player called Denis Shapovalov?
No.
You ever heard of that guy? Where he's like ranked
Denis
top 20.
I don't know tennis.
He's like ranked top 20 in the world. He went to my high school.
Oh,
I didn't
really?
think he
That's
knew that.
actually sick.
He won the he went to OFSA, so he won York region as a freshman in high school.
Damn.
In playing varsity, he won.
And he plays professionally.
Bro, he's top 20. Like he played like fucking Nadal and like fucking
That's nuts.
Federer and shit. Like he's like, yeah, I think he represented Canada in the Olympics.
The Tom Kim guy, that's the guy that was like, he hit a ball and he was like, yes, a fairway. Is that guy? That's just funny as fuck. That's how you know the PGA
fairway,
the
finally.
PGA things are hard as fuck because there was a professional
That's so
golfer
funny.
that was happy that he hit a fucking fairway.
I think that was during the TPC tournament.
yeah, that shit was so fucking funny, bro.
You play any tournaments? Have you played
No,
tournaments?
not really.
Why don't you join the golf team? Because you'd be one of the better golfers on the team by the sounds of it.
Probably not. I mean,
Why?
Like, well, one, walking golf is different than riding golf.
For sure.
Absolutely. So I'd probably start off
So tournament golf's
a
different, bro.
mid-90s, like every tournament, which I just don't feel like doing. Like that's just a lot.
Because you and Ty seem like pretty similar golf skill levels, no?
I don't know. I don't practice enough. Like in the summer, I'm actually pretty good because I play 3 times a week and go to the driving range almost every day. Like I devote a lot of time to it because it's the only other thing I'm really doing in the summer, especially this summer because I didn't play baseball.
You play? Oh yeah, because you were hurt, right?
Yeah, but like I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't enjoy playing. I feel like it'd ruin my love for just going to play it.
That's what Declan says. I asked him because he didn't make the basketball team this year, and me and him were like, "Why don't you just join the golf team?" He's like, "I'm not going to take the joy away from the one sport that I still have that doesn't beat the shit out of me."
Exactly. I can just go and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to.
Well, if he
like,
says he
force
might not
myself.
be, he would be shooting 90s, and he has a 9.5 handicap. He said Declan has a 19 handicap. Like,
Yeah, but that's because he's not used to the walking aspect of it.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
Declan walks a lot of holes. I think by the time.
I don't like walking.
Declan's in good shape, bro.
Because
He be running with Adam and shit.
After a while, like, I have vertigo. So after a while, if I stand over and I walk and I'll see like 3 balls, so I'll just start like shaking as I'm going to swing.
What?
Do you know what vertigo?
I know what
is?
vertigo is.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
I heard of it, but
it's
I don't know
where,
actually
like,
know
if you're
what
on
it
like
is.
if you stand on like a ladder or something,
Like
like
I'll
heights.
be like lightheaded from walking so much. Even if I like have water, eat like everything, like I'll stand over it and I'll start being like a little shaky and I'll start seeing like 3 balls.
I
Like,
thought that
it'll
was
be,
for
like, 1,
only.
2, 3,
I
and
thought that was only if you like get on heights or something. Vertigo was like if you're on heights and like you
No,
look
vertigo's
down.
dizzy.
Yeah, but I
It's
thought it was
just
like if
You
you
take
were.
like medicine for that?
No, because my mom has it bad. I don't have it bad, but there's like times where I'll get it.
Did it affect you while you play baseball? Like just be seeing
If
3 balls?
So I'm a pitcher.
3 home runs.
Oh.
But so if I strike somebody out and spin a circle, like start walking around for a quick second, I'll be like, "Whoa, like what happened?" And then I'll come right back to normal. It's hilarious.
That's funny. It's like iron deficiency. Where, like you stand up too fast, it goes
It's
black.
basically like that. Yeah.
So, speaking of like, so let's move on because it's obviously not a golf
It's
podcast.
hilarious.
It's not a baseball podcast either, but obviously you know more about baseball than, or we'll give the audience some baseball knowledge and shit.
I
Or some-
kind of forgot that was there. That's fine.
That's what you want.
That's the whole goal.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much. I want to ask. So last year you were hurt, right?
Okay,
So
this conversation.
your freshman year, I know you were in that massive ass thing for your elbow, right?
Yeah, they put me in a brace because they weren't sure what I did.
Yeah. So talk a little bit like. So I was also hurt my freshman year. I had a fracture in my shin,
Ooh.
and so you know that like big
It's
ass.
worse than me.
Yeah, it was bad. So you know that big ass like brace that people who have torn ACLs wear? I was rocking that for the first 4 months of school. So I definitely know it from also my freshman year. So like I didn't play freshman year.
Did you redshirt it?
I mean I practiced. I ended up like being
Why wouldn't you just?
because I was healthy. I was healthy like a week before the first game. So I'm
Yeah,
like there's
but-
but realistically obviously in hindsight
Did you think you were gonna play?
at the time possibly.
Did you?
took about a week for that to set
did
in,
they
no?
did they tell you you had a chance to play?
I mean, as like on my I knew that if I did what I was capable of doing, I would have a chance to play. Unfortunately, I did not do what I was capable of doing, not even close. So,
I'm shocked you didn't consider a redshirt.
I just was so set on like just grinding it out and just trying to.
I don't think that was really even a thought process for
Yeah.
any of us at Madai because Madai was so intense that
Yeah.
like there was probably 4 or 5 people who could have legitimately taken a redshirt year, and some of them weren't even freshmen. But like there was just no. You needed to be in practice and learn the plays and do all the shit to end up playing the next year anyway. So like if you sat out, it was you were going to put yourself.
I
at
kind of just
disadvantage
chalked it up
anyway.
to like a development year, to be honest with you. But in hindsight, it may have been.
And you had development games, so like you
Yeah.
couldn't have played in those anyway. Like he played in games that weren't college games, just against other development teams.
I got you.
So-
Okay, so that's kind of like how we are. Like our JV team will play other. JV
You have
teams. It's
JV
basically
team?
a bunch of young guys.
You
No,
have-
it's just one full team.
So that's what we exactly. So that's
we'll
what
put together the younger guys.
Exact-
Like, a
so
lot of
that's
our
what we had at
freshmen
Madai.
and sophomores last year. Like in Florida, we played
Yeah.
a few JV games, and then I know the year before we played like AIC's JV team,
Yeah. So that's what we had at Madai.
a couple other teams.
That's what we had at Madai. It was all one team, but we just had the younger guys had a separate game. So I mean, in hindsight, I don't know. I think that year was so crucial and important to my development to be in the position I'm in now with potential opportunities to contribute for real this year. Like that year of development and learning and just being hands on and just being thrown in with the sharks and shit. But what was your experience like? Obviously being injured, you didn't even really practice last year, right? Because you were injured the whole
Yeah, couldn't.
season. So
like,
what was that
nothing I
like?
could do.
What was the injury and then kind of what was that like?
So I got put in the brace because they weren't necessarily sure what it was until I had an MRI, and so it was just a strain, like UCL strain, which is like It was overstretched, kind of, or too much use. And rehab for that is you're told like a month to 2 months, depending on how you do it. So I was like, this being a week before Florida, I was still happy and dandy, like, oh, okay, I can come back, like, middle of the season, still contribute, still play. Mm-hmm. So I was, like, rushing to come back, and it just made it feel worse. So I had to, like, stop, and that kind of made it even worse because I couldn't do anything. And originally I was like, yeah, I get to come back, like, I can, contribute to the back half of the season. Like, I was all optimistic about it, and then it got worse. So that kind of just shut things down completely. I just stopped touching the baseball for, like, 2 months after that. I didn't throw until, like, early July.
Is that what started? It was throwing?
I mean, basically, yeah. My senior year of high school, I threw a ton. Like, we pushed, like, the limits of rules as to how much I can throw. Like, you were able to throw 110 pitches every fifth day.
Who's keeping track of that, though?
The, like, conference you're in. You have to submit that.
How do they prove, like, video of you doing that?
Both teams have to keep track of each other's pitch counts, and you have to submit it after the game.
Damn, so you can't really cheat it.
So I threw, like, 110 every 5 days.
God damn.
And I did that for, like, 10 to 12 weeks straight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's intense. What's the difference between what you had and Tommy John?
I didn't tear it. Which was, I was thankful for that, because if I tore it, then I'd just be getting back to 100%, like, in 3 months.
But would you have been stronger? Because I know that Tommy John is like one of the only surgeries athletes can get where they actually come back better because they have like the artificial tendon going on.
It's debatable. So they put a tendon from your knee into your elbow, which builds up to be stronger, obviously. Yeah. But it's not necessarily just how strong that is that throws hard. It's everything that contributes to it. Mm-hmm. So, like, I got hurt because I was weak through, like, my upper half. Like, my chest wasn't very strong. Shoulder wasn't strong enough for how, like, quick my arm could move because it got faster over, like...
Yeah, that happens a lot. We talked about this in the last podcast, too, but, like, powerlifters, when they start taking steroids, your muscles can grow way faster than your tendons.
That's why Trent Twin tore his back.
Because...
So basically he's saying that you're on steroids is basically what he's saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Absolutely not.
NCAA, check us out. No, but, like, yeah, your tendons can't catch up to your muscles. So, like, your pecs can bench 550 pounds, but your tendons in your pec aren't ready for that. So then it just rips off the bone. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, so my shoulder wasn't strong enough to put up with the strain I could put on my elbow. And because of that, there's more strain on my elbow than what should have been. And over time, just got tired. One day after I threw outside in the cold with no sleeves, which probably wasn't the wisest thing. Day after that, that's when I woke up with pain. And it wasn't necessarily anything out of the ordinary at first. So I just kept throwing, threw for like a week, threw a bullpen, threw lives, like treated it as normal. Nothing really changed till, like, towards the end of throwing lives.
Was it painful?
Like, yeah, it was. Like, that whole week was. But I was kind of trying to just push through it because we go to Florida the week after it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I want to play in Florida. Like, I don't really care. Like, I'm going to try and, play my freshman season.
Classic athlete shit.
Ignore it till it gets bad. I just kept playing. And it just got worse and worse throughout, like, one day. And that's when I was like, all right, maybe I shouldn't be playing at this point. So then I got looked at, got shut down, went to Florida, just sat behind the fence for every game. I was like, radar to see how fast kids were throwing. It was so fun, though, because it was just a different experience. I saw it from a whole different view.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. Like, I feel like I learned more sitting out injured than I would have being healthy and, like, sidelined until it was my turn to play. Mm-hmm. So... I don't know. I'm trying to still, be smart about it. And I got a redshirt year out of it, so I have an extra year.
Is there plays in baseball?
I mean, yeah, technically.
Because, like, with basketball, I know you can watch the offense and shit like that. And, like, now that I know that you set out your first year and I'm not playing basketball, I'm just watching their offense, watching it from that third-person perspective does give you a much different view of how things are supposed to be ran. So I was going to ask, like, did you see the offense from a different perspective maybe at that point? Or, like, because I don't even know if there is plays or shit like that.
So there's, like, different signs, and, like, that leads to a different place. So, like, there's common plays amongst, like, every team, like hit and run, like, delayed steal, like, bunt to first, bunt to third, like, things like that. And there's, like, different ways to pick up on, like, what another team is going to do and what we're going to do. For instance, I went to a fall game a week ago, and it was UConn Avery Point from Connecticut versus St. Joe's in Connecticut. And they did a bunt and run, which there's a guy on first, and you bunt towards third base, and the guy from first goes to third while they make the play at first. And I was like, that was smart.
St. Joe's
We play St. Joe's, Connecticut.
Yeah.
So I was like, that was smart because they're the ones that do that. And so it was like, ways to look at it as that. And then, like, our coach will call pitches. And so I kind of learned kind of how he operates calling pitches, so I could almost guess what he would call next. And there's other times he would let our catcher call, because at the time we had Tyler Galensky, who was 1 hit away from the hit record. He was pretty cool.
1 hit away?
Yeah.
Damn, that's rough.
Yeah, I know.
But
Poor Galensky.
I'm trying to remember if I remember who that is.
Nah, he was like 6 years as well. He was like
Okay.
TC. And then now we got Blake. Love Blake. He's
out,
probably
Blake.
not gonna watch this. I doubt it. But so he'll let our catchers call based off of the situation. Not always though. But yeah, he's a very baseball minded coach, which that's why I was trying to pick up like on like how he operates, so I could kind of learn the game more from like his view than mine. And yeah, I feel like I just was able to take in information I wouldn't necessarily have gotten if I was healthy.
did Rayola play in college?
Yeah, he played at URI.
Oh, really? So D1?
Yeah.
That's dope.
I'm trying to think of when he played.
Before we move on from the kind of whole
was gonna
elbow
ask-
and injury, I just
I was
want to
gonna
know.
ask what's some baseball shit, like pitching.
I was gonna ask how it affected you mentally, just like sitting out. Because obviously, I know for
Oh, it
me,
was awful.
it's really tough to be sidelined, and that's why maybe you as well. But I like try to rush back, and I definitely was not ready. My body definitely wasn't ready to be in a college basketball environment and practice. One day out from being cleared, and I'm sure you probably had the same experience. Like, what was that like mentally, and did you do anything to kind of help you get over that?
I don't know. It wasn't fun. I can tell you that much. Like,
Well, what kept you optimistic?
not much at the time. Like, during
Fair.
that time, I was just kind of like, all I was thinking about is, like, the comeback. Like, I want to be back. I want to play.
Yeah.
And so, like, I kind of just thought too much about it.
That's
which,
fair.
like, to be expected.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. There wasn't really much to be optimistic about at the time. Like, I kind of just gave up. I was like, this sucks. Like, what? Like, why did I have to get hurt now? Like, I actually committed to the sport. Like, tried my hardest for the past, 6 months, lifts, throwing, everything I had to do, did everything right, and still got hurt. So, like, what's the point? It was very upsetting.
I feel that.
I don't know. One of the coaches that gave me a second program to get healthy was kind of just like, look at, like, the further aspect of it, as in sophomore year, you're going to be healthy and you're going to be a freshman. So, now you're a year, like, mentally prepared and physically prepared, and you're only a freshman.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
that kind of helped, and now it's just a matter of actually going out there and doing what I know I can do. So we'll see how that goes.
Hell yeah.
Was that the first time you had faced some like actual adversity in the sport of baseball? Because I know when I got to college basketball, I had been rewarded previously. I started playing basketball when I was like 13. And throughout that 7 years of playing basketball, I had never really been punched in the face by the sport, at least, to the point where I was like, this might not be for me. And then you hit college basketball and like so much stuff is happening at once where you're like, oh, I'm the shittiest player in the gym. The coach is screaming at me. I don't know the plays. I have none of this fundamental basic moves I should have and all this stuff in my bag. And like all this getting thrown at you. And I was like, fuck, the sport does not love me the way I thought it did. Did that happen to you before you got to college baseball? Or
Yeah.
elaborate.
Sophomore, junior, and senior year, basically, in high school. Because we didn't have a freshman year because of COVID. Sophomore year, fat, out of shape.
But you could hit bombs though,
Still,
probably.
no, I didn't. I barely hit in high school. I hit the most senior year in high school, and that's when I wasn't supposed to hit. Sophomore year, fat, out of shape. Still could, like, do everything you had to, just not to the athletic ability as others. And so that was kind of just demotivating because I was like, why can't I do this? Even though I knew, like, I wasn't in shape. That's okay. But my coach was, like, an awful person about it.
You made fun of you?
He was just like a dickhead. Like, we had to run a mile, like 15 suicides, 20 down and backs, like the
Same
first,
day? Baseball?
like the first week of practice.
But why I feel like baseball is like the least physically demanding sport for at least cardio wise.
You would think that, but as a pitcher, like,
It's endurance.
if you're weak, like, you're gonna be burnt out after 3 innings.
Don't you have like 7 other pitchers on deck in case that happens?
Yeah, but
why does
as a starter, you're
but how
expected
does
to go
doing
6-7 innings.
running miles and suicides and stuff help you not be weak?
It doesn't. It was just
Just
all
mentally
mental
weak?
battle, and I was
Okay.
like, wow, this dude is crazy. And so that's okay. after that week, like, I'd always been able to just, like, push myself to do it, even if I was out of shape. And after that week, he was like, you have really good mental toughness. And I was like, you're so weird. Like, why are you saying this to me? And so, like, that happened. He didn't come back for junior year for some reasons. So we had different coaches. And we still kind of operated on the same plan, not as much. I got a little more of a chance to play. But I got put in, like, shitty situations. So it'd be like our pitcher would walk the bases loaded, no outs, then I'd go in. And I'd just be like, what's the point of me going in? He got himself in the situation, tell him to get it out. Like, it's not my job anymore. But, like, I'd go in, do my best. I remember there was one time I went in bases loaded, no outs. I got out of it, no run scored, which was like, oh, shit, that was kind of cool. And so after that, like, a week later, they gave me a start. Which I was like, oh, cool, I get a start. Gave up a jack. Just 3-2 fastball down the middle. Kid hit it like 400 feet. I was like, oh, my God.
Jack's like a home run?
Huh?
Jack's a home run?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, just absolute tank. Mm-hmm. And so that was kind of like demoralizing. I was like, all right, maybe I shouldn't be like a starter. Because I didn't throw hard at the time. Threw like average for our conference. Mm-hmm. And that kid was pretty good. He'd always been good. I'd faced him for like 6 years straight. So I knew who he was. And so I was like, I'll beat him here. Like, why not? And 3-2 is fastball. Literally, as soon as I threw it, I was like, oh, that's not where it's supposed to go. And he just tanks it. And the funniest piece is the guy I went to for my pitching coach for 3 years was in left field. And he knew the kid hitting. He was like, because he went yard. I was like, bro, you're supposed to be on my side. And then senior year, my sophomore year coach came back. We had to
More running.
Huh?
More running.
Yeah, we had to run the mile senior year. And he was like, if you run it in under 8 minutes, we don't have to do it for the rest of the week. I was like, all right, I'm doing it. I ran it in like 8:06.
Ouch.
And I was like, oh my God. And it's funny, it's like I ran it in 8:06, I crossed the line, and I just like fall on the track. I was like, oh, like so gassed.
Yeah.
And so we do that. We get back into the gym because we went up to the track. We're running we do like probably 20 down and backs. And he'll like call out a person, make him do a few, like call another person, make him do a few while he's just like yelling at you. And he
getting
calls
PTSD?
out. He calls out.
Getting PTSD?
I'm getting some memories fly back, man, especially the mile.
He calls out me. I stand up like in front, and he's like says something to me, and he's like, "Go back on the line." And he does make me run. I was like, "What was the point of this? Like, why did I even get called?" And so he was an odd coach at times, and he never really trusted me, it seemed. And so like that goes by. She starts a freshman first game of the year, which was like, But the freshman was good. No hate. And I doubt he watched this too, but if he watched it, he probably knows I'm talking about him. Kid was gross. So much potential. Still potential. He's probably going to go to like a low D1 school, realistically.
He's
or like
still
Yale.
in high school now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or he could go to like Yale, probably, because really good GPA, throws pretty hard. Got a good chance. But he started that. Absolutely shoved it. I came in for him after, and I hit a walk-off double, and I wasn't supposed to hit senior year of high school. So I got to hit in high school now. And then I threw a lot my senior year of high school because that freshman had something like me. He got hurt, like same injury, same timing kind of thing, but just high school. And so I threw a lot senior year. And I put up, like, the best ERA in the conference, like, the most innings in the conference. Like, I put up, like, a very insane stat line. And he, like, never believed in me. So for me to do that was pretty cool. And a week before we played our first conference game of, like, conference play, he has us run hills. We ran hills, like, after every practice. It was awful. I can talk
for
about
baseball?
This. I can talk about this for literally hours, bro. It was just such a, like, core memory. And so we're running hills. And mind you, like, I have asthma. I'm burnt. Like, we're through 3, and I'm, like huffing and puffing. And so I finish a hill last. And we get to the bottom. He's like, Ziegler, I'm tired of you dogging it. Like, how are you going to be a senior and not giving it effort? Like, screaming at me. And I'm like, oh, my God, cut me some slack. And so, like, the next hill, I came in, like, third. So that was kind of cool because I was like, all right, fuck you. Like, I'm just going to do this.
Yeah.
So I came in third, and he keeps chewing me out. And I'm like, bro, like, what the heck? So we ran. Oh, the lacrosse team was practicing during that day. So they came up on the hill to start running, and they were right next to us. He was like, we're not getting off the hill first. I was like, oh,
This
my
guy
God.
sounds. You had a co-track in high school. That's fucking awesome.
We ran like 22 hills that day.
Holy
It was
fuck.
horrible.
Bro, for baseball?
Yeah, bro, it's
That
crazy.
is literally the parallel to what we had first year at that fucking college in a shirt right there. Like,
was
it's the
hilarious.
exact same thing. We had a 1.6 mile run, and if you got it in under 10:08, which is the coach's record, then we weren't going to run for the rest of the week. Like, the parallels you're talking about right now are so insane to our first year of college basketball. It's
And
crazy.
it's funny because like now I look back on it, I wouldn't want it any different.
Same.
Because I think that
Yeah,
did
that
truly,
that
like,
adversity,
changed me mentally,
yeah,
like,
and that
to push
adversity
me.
probably prepared you to deal with the adversity that you had
'Cause,
to
like,
last year.
Like I got accolades I never expected to get. Like so it was just very like cool to experience that. But it was just so like in the moment I was like, I hate this sport. Never want to do this again. Like why am I doing this? And then like 2 days after I was like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
like what
it's
like
so
it was
weird.
so weird.
Yeah,
So
no,
it's a story.
I have the
stories.
same thing about like college basketball where we would get chewed out, and like I did fairly well on that 1 mile run, and then throughout the course of the season I sort of lost motivation, and like I'd be dogging it during the sprints and whatever, and he was yelling like stop coming last and everything you do in fucking life and just like crazy shit like that. And in the moment I'm like, I want to die a very painful death right now.
Like-
and then afterwards you're like, I kind of wish that would have happened earlier in my basketball career because I would be a better player for it. Which is
It
annoying.
definitely changed me mentally. Which was and like at the like our last game got sold, and I'm not gonna elaborate on that. There's a lot of things that just messed that game up, and I pitched it right. I didn't do anything necessarily wrong. Like I can say that one pretty confidently, but things just didn't go our way. Right, ball didn't go our way, and well, he gives me a hug after. He was like love you, dude. Like happy I got to have you this year. Something. And I like in the moment I was like, that's such a lie. Like I'm not gonna believe this. And like I still talk to him a little bit here and there. So I like to think that he did truly like me and he was trying to build me. And if that's the case, did he do it the right way? Sometimes, not always, because he kind of made me feel like I didn't belong. Other days, he did make me feel like I belonged. So it was just odd, weird relationship.
Yeah. Have you seen the movie Whiplash? With the
No.
drummer and shit. The whole point of the movie is there's this kid who wants to be like the greatest drummer of all time, and he goes to Schaefer, which is like the best musical country or school in the country. And there's this teacher there that's fucking insane, and like he's competing for this first drum spot with two other guys, and like they're playing this riff where like they keep messing it up, and he's like next, and he runs to these guys, and they play until their hands bleed. And it's just insane, and that's kind of the coaching experience I had. Not to that degree, but like that mentality of like I'm gonna do this and we're gonna get it right until somebody fucking does it right. I wish I would have got that earlier in my career.
That's fair.
I don't know. Even though it is mildly insane.
So moving on to more of a lighthearted topic. You live off campus right now.
Can we go back to baseball before we do this? Because
Oh,
I was going
sure.
to ask him,
Yeah.
like, so you're a pitcher.
Yeah.
And is there certain skills that you're good at in pitching that, like, because, like, as a point guard, like, some have nice vision, some have crazy handles, some can create their own shot. Is there skills that you have individually as a pitcher that make you stand out from other pitchers? Maybe you have, like, a dirty fastball or, like, some shit that I don't comprehend because I don't play baseball.
I mean, I can't really tell you right now because I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm like back to myself yet. I still have to build up a little bit. Senior year, it was just a lot of strikes. I think I walked 8 guys in 66 innings.
So you're trying to avoid walks as a pitcher.
Yeah, that was like I just threw a ton of strikes, got a ton of outs.
Like
could hit
any
a spot
specific
well,
like
at least
pitch?
10.
Any specific pitch that was like your go-to?
Change up, just because it mimics a fastball a lot and just kind of like drops it. So that's probably my best currently. That helped me the most, like in the fall this year.
Who's the starting pitcher right now for the baseball team? Or
There's a lot.
what was last year?
Henry Rondon, absolute dog.
That's light skin guy, right?
That's Henry.
Henry.
I think
Dog.
I responded to his discussion post today for one of our classes.
what?
For in our Reason Faith online class, because we were talking to him in the weight
boy
room.
Harold.
We were talking to him in the weight room because he was going to potentially come on the podcast. We got to figure out another time.
Oh, dude, he would love it.
Yeah,
He's
And
such a
so-
cool kid.
And so, and then I saw like Henry something. I know that was last name, but I'm like,
Henry Rondon.
this
second.
this fucking this post isn't that long, so it won't take me that long to read and create a response to it. So I respond to it. Then yeah, shout out Henry. I respond to your discussion post.
When you step up to the plate and you see, do you break down the guy who's hitting? Like, you're like, yo, he likes this ball, so I'm going to throw this instead of this. Like, you countering.
Is
what
there a
he
lot of
wants to
scout
hit?
in baseball?
Doing like scouting,
Yeah. Like,
For example,
like film.
No. Like, is there a scouting report where, like, you have a list of players where it's like they know their tendencies? This guy likes to go left, pull up left on the left block, or this guy likes to go over his right shoulder. This guy likes to get out in the fast break. This guy hates contact. Like, is there things like that in baseball?
Yeah.
So it's like,
what does it look like?
It's like number 14.
Why would I describe that?
Not like the
That's important.
the individual.
It's like, is there like number 14's a left or is
what are the
lefty that
stats?
or
Like, obviously not like a
Alright,
team you're gonna
so-
play.
Say, who can I?
do one
People
for
from high school
fucking
or
Melvin.
something.
Do
Yeah,
one
or-
for Schmelvin.
Or Schmelvin.
Melvin. I faced Melvin before.
Really?
Yeah, I
In high
faced him
school?
a few times. No. All in college.
Were you like
Damn,
in
how would
inter
I-
squad scrimmages and stuff? In college, you mean like inter squad scrimmages?
See, I don't. Yeah, like inter squads. See, I don't know Melvin's like thought process when he steps on the box, but me, I think he sits fastball. Like he looks for a good pitch, waits for it. Once he gets it, boom, he go. Like that's what he goes for. Like he tries to find his pitch. If he doesn't get it early, he just battles.
So in your head as a pitcher, you knowing that he likes that, do you try and avoid that the entire time you're pitching?
Yeah,
Like I'm not
he
gonna
hates
give him a fastball. I'm just gonna fucking curve it in the entire time.
Yeah,
Some
he
shit.
hates it. Absolutely hates it. I'll start him off slider like probably 7 out of 10 times. I'll start a slider.
And he hates that.
Yeah, he'll just every time I faced him, I think I've started off slider, and he'll go there. He knows it's coming. He just and like looks at me and smiles, and I get the ball back, and I'm like, my bad. And then we start the at bat. There's times I've thrown it for a ball. There's times I've thrown it for a strike. And so like.
Shout out Schmelvin, man.
In
You
those
got a
battles-
fucking
in those
slider
battles,
coming for you.
In those battles, are you up or down right now?
In Ziegler
I
versus
faced
Schmelvin.
him 2 or 3 times. I walked him once. He lined out once, and I struck him out once.
So it's even.
Something like
So
that.
it's tied.
Even.
It's like pretty even right now. Yeah.
Okay,
I
Schmelvin.
need to face him again. I want to face him again. I hope I
Getting called out right now. Ships across the border 1v1 baseball match. Schmelvin versus Ryan.
No, I'm just asking because, like, as a basketball player, especially when I'm doing ones or something, immediately in my head when I catch the ball, and depending on who's guarding me, like if he's guarding me, I'm thinking I'm going to the rack, I'm moving this small ass bitch out of the way, and I'm trying to put it in the bottom of the rim. If I'm playing,
Never
against,
happened before.
If I'm playing against Ben loves to sag off. So I'm thinking I'm gonna hit him with a hard ass jab step. He's not gonna move, and I'm just gonna pull it right away. And like these mental things that are going on in my head because I know the tendencies of the people.
What he's leaving out is that both
tell
shots
him that,
miss.
No, I would never tell. Well,
See,
afterwards.
why wouldn't you tell him that? Because then he can make it better. Because if he
No,
sags
but-
off,
so
that's why.
sometimes, like me and
He
Ben,
sags off because Chris can't shoot.
it depends.
You know what? That's valid.
the entire-
I respect that.
the entire-
You brick everything. My bad.
Damn.
The entire core of my basketball game is if I'm making shots, I genuinely don't believe that anyone can check me. Like if I'm making shots, I'm blowing everybody out 11-0 because I'm crafty as fuck. So if I'm making shots and I'm forcing you to guard me, then you're fucked. But if they leave me open,
Zero hate. You don't seem crafty, but I've seen you play.
Chris is
ball.
crafty.
It's
dude,
actually weird.
trust me, like I'm way too big to move right now, but like I just see timing and space really well. So it's like if I can make you guard me really close and I can remove the only advantage you have, which will be space, you're pretty much fucked because I'm going to win that.
That's
battle.
if you can make a shot, though.
Exactly. But if I can't make a shot, then I'm going to lose the like 11-5 probably.
But yeah, if I face, there's someone in my head. I'm not gonna say who it is. A lefty who very constantly goes pull side.
Shout out Jacob.
Are they gonna
No, I'm
know?
joking, I don't even know.
Are they going to know when they hear that? If they listen to this?
Well, there's a few lefties, and most of them sit pull side, so it could be most.
What does pull side mean?
Yeah, you got these
to right field. They try and look for a ball they can pull more power.
Okay. Whatever the fuck that
sort of
means.
get it, but don't really.
Yeah, kinda.
Continue.
So you have more power if you're swinging. If you can
Turn
so,
your hips that
like
way?
and get it this way as a lefty, because then it's gonna
Yeah,
be
because
hit hard.
if you hit it that way, you have to sort of stop short.
If you're going that way, you kind of have to like go with it. You don't get as much pop to it. So
Makes sense.
if I'm facing a lefty pull side, I know a changeup goes away from him, so I usually start them all changeup. Almost every lefty I face. I'm gonna change that. The lefties I face from Elms, I'll go change up.
Alright, so do you have these scouts on for the other teams, like hitters?
Yeah,
So like before every
but
game,
we don't make it.
the coaches make it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
With a baseball-minded coach like Rayola, you'll have some sort of statistic about almost every team.
Is there certain coaches that don't do that? That's not statistics. It's off feel or something.
Well, obviously college and high school is
Depends
different.
on like. No, at this point, no.
It's all stats.
Yeah, a lot of guys they can do it off stats. Like if you know a guy who's a 372 average with 4 home runs and 26 RBIs and 18 stolen bases, he's gonna run a lot. He puts balls in play, doesn't strike out a lot. Like you can just assume those things, right? It's not like you can pitch around it. If he's hitting 372, he's probably gonna get a knock.
Yeah.
So you got to figure out like how you can beat him to not get one. And usually it's like pitch low, like soft contact, don't give him anything hard and up in the zone, like something like that.
It's kind of the same in basketball too. When you play a guy who's averaging fucking 25, it's like you're
Or
not
he's
gonna be able to.
shooting 40% from three.
Yeah,
It's like
and he's 40% from like last year against what's his face from Cuca. He was shooting 60 40 50 40 90 and like he averaged like 25.
50, 40, 90 is
Cuca.
insane.
Yes, the one where Mac went.
Milton.
Yes, Milton. Like he was shooting like 50 40 90 and like you
I don't think he was shooting 50, 40, 90.
50 40 80.
I don't know.
Basically, the kid was
But-
averaging like 25, and like he can shoot 3-ball. He's athletic as fuck. He can get to the midi and pull up, and he's making free throws. Like it's not much you
One
can.
where you have to bring a different guy in off the bench.
You just have to throw. You have to throw bodies at him. Just hope that he fucking misses at that
and
point.
you have to foul.
I feel like it's more of like he shoots 40% from three, so instead of letting him come off a pin down, you run him off the screen and force him to be uncomfortable and put the ball on the floor. Is more of a
Well, with the guy he was just talking about, it's like you can't really do that because then he can also shoot the mid range.
okay. That's fair.
Yeah. You were gonna say something else.
I just wanted to know what life is like living off campus. I know the baseball team goes pretty hard. We can
We're not talking about that.
we can take.
Which like a
Whoa,
That's so
whoa.
weird. This is actually crazy.
That's
We're
getting
not talking
cut.
about this.
That's getting cut.
yeah.
We can move on.
Well, I don't know what else you want to talk about.
Hold on, we can leave. We can do something that's off the record. We don't put it on this.
For sure, it's gonna open up conversation
So
for sure.
the place where we go, this one doesn't go anywhere but here.
I will
and not
hear
on the
that future Chris. You're gonna hear this and you're gonna cut it out. But you might
But
also
this
put it
actually
in.
can't be because
you're gonna-
I'd get in trouble for
You're
it.
gonna put it in the vault of things that I have on people in case I have to blackmail them later in life.
That's fine because like we'll get in trouble for it. So
What's one piece of advice you give to your younger self?
me, yeah.
Then we'll finish it off. Then we'll finish it
Um,
off.
To my younger self,
Yeah.
like how young are we
Well,
talking?
you can't give it. You
up
could give
to
it to
you.
you could give it to your older self if you're gonna come back and watch this in like 5 years.
But like
That's fire, actually.
What's one piece of advice you give to your older self?
Yeah.
How the fuck would you know what advice to give if
Okay.
you'd be older?
Let me cook right here. So you know that thing is. All right. Fuck it. Cut all that shit out. Just give. What's one piece of advice you give to your younger self? So we'll keep it simple. Keep
work
it consistent.
hard earlier on.
Why do you say that? Like, why was that the thing that got triggered in your mind? Something.
I didn't care about playing baseball in college until senior year.
Oh shit.
Was that because you were just enjoying playing baseball and like you were in like because basketball? I didn't take basketball seriously until like realistically grade 11, and so like I was just enjoying
That's
this.
how I was.
I was like enjoying the sport up until that point, and then I was like, oh, I might be able to do something with this. But I don't really regret not going hard because I didn't really have the comprehension of what that would even look like.
Yeah, like from 8th grade to sophomore year, I was always just average, and I'd always wanted to play college baseball, but everyone was like, "Nah, you're not gonna play. You're not that good. Like, no reason to like give it time and effort if you're not gonna play." So I started my recruitment process like really late. Committed to the sport really late. Like I didn't really do anything to get better at the sport until senior year. Like junior year, I was okay. Didn't care much. So didn't do great, didn't lift, didn't like eat well, didn't really like actually care. And so if I cared starting freshman year, instead of 4 years of high school going to college, I probably would have done a post grad, and then I would have gone somewhere else.
Is there post grad programs for baseball? Like
Plenty.
prep school? Really?
Plenty.
Okay.
And a lot of the
Baseball's
guys-
kind of similar to basketball, I guess, in some senses.
Yeah, like
That's interesting.
that would have, assuming I was good and actually like made some strides from freshman year on rather than just playing, would have done a post grad. 50-50, not necessarily sure if I would have, but if I worked harder earlier on, I could have gone somewhere else.
But you can kind of think of your redshirt year last year as kind of like a post grad, if you just worked on your body,
That's how I started to look at it.
worked on your body, built your IQ, built rapport with coach, and everything like that. It's just a
Yeah.
post grad year at the place that you would play after post grad.
Yeah. Zero regrets with how I've done things, but if I worked harder, I think I would have been better than where I'm at now.
What do you think your life would look like if you would have done what you said you wanted to do?
In all reality, probably healthy. I wouldn't have gotten injured.
That's fair.
Which is one of the bigger things. I don't know if I necessarily would have gone to a different school because like the way
Shout out Dom's College.
the way I got recruited,
We didn't even talk about how you even got here, by the way.
the way I got recruited. Oh, okay. The way I got recruited, I went to a showcase, and I think 6 or 7 of the guys that came in our class last year came from that showcase. So that was kind of cool because we had a pretty good freshman class.
That's dope.
And yeah, so I saw Rayola at a WNE showcase like a week before. Saw me throw. He said he had my name written down after that. He didn't tell me that. I learned this like a couple weeks ago. He had my name written down. He then saw me at the showcase a week later. Knew he liked me, emailed me, and that was kind of where it was. I came on a tour, liked it more than like really any of the other schools I toured.
What other schools did you have opportunities from?
Had like a walk on at WNE. I wasn't gonna walk on. I didn't want to go anywhere. I had to walk on. Mass Maritime, not going to a maritime school. Why would I go into the military?
Is that
Not
is
my
that
thing.
what maritime is? Military school?
Yeah,
Okay.
they didn't even have my major, so I couldn't even have gone. A school in
Major
New
being
York-
sports management?
Huh?
What's your major?
accounting.
Accounting. They don't have accounting
We're
out there?
in the same accounting class, Max.
Why do I feel like a lot of basic coaches are just sports management? I just assume that.
He was in the
I just profiled
accounting
you.
class
That's not my
last year
fault.
too.
Yeah, he's in my accounting
Brother.
class. Like my
You're a-
only accounting
You're
majors
a
take that class.
horrible person, bro.
Yeah, I just assume you're a sports management
Thanks,
major.
Max.
That's my fault, bro.
Appreciate you.
That's my fault. You just he doesn't give off sports management vibes though.
I don't know what-
Wow.
Yo, that's insane.
Wow.
What
Yeah,
the
that's
hell?
being
We're
cut.
cutting that.
Wow.
Why is that bad? Are you gonna vote? This is okay. We're gonna cut it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Wait, how did the maritime school not have an accounting major?
Oh my god, bro.
How does that? How did not? That's so. I feel like I said sports management because that's more niche than accounting,
It was all like
or it's only just
it
like.
was all like work based majors.
Hands-on stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, like I wasn't.
that
like,
makes sense.
I'm not like a.
It's like to be an electrician and shit.
Kinda. It was like a tech college, which I just didn't like.
Oh,
I'm not
that makes sense.
like I want to go work in an office doing numbers for 20 years, get rich quick, and leave. Like that's what I want to do.
I don't know.
Private
I don't know
equity or
if
something.
working in
Yeah,
the office 20 years, get rich quick. I'm not sure those two
private
are
equity,
intertwined.
like something that makes you good.
Now you're speaking the language.
See?
That's also been cut.
I'm just in an outrageous mood today, bro.
But no, I didn't like have ton, and that's one of the things like I committed to sport late because it didn't build me a lot of opportunities. Like City College of New York, some random school in like Harlem. I don't know if you guys know like anything involving New York. You know, the Naughty Bop,
Nope.
Sort of.
like the song where it's like dissing the 14-year-old that got killed in the subway station. That was a half mile from the school, and that's what made me be like,
Okay.
I'm not going there.
I mean,
I'm trying to. I don't even remember like all the schools I.
Do you think you end up in the right place?
Yeah. I
That's
don't
all
think
that
I would
matters.
have wanted to go anywhere else just because of like the coach I ended up with.
Shout out
Like
on
I think
college.
literally he's probably one of the best coaches I could have ended up with the circumstances of schools I was given a chance from.
why do you say that?
He gives me the most confidence in myself, and he's also the most baseball minded to where everyone's going to get a chance because he does charts about like if you could perform here, that's why you're in the game. But it's statistically proven. Like it's a statistic.
Stats are coming from practice? Or what do you mean? When you said he can
from
perform here?
bullpens, like a practice inter squad in like a game, it all like keeps track in a chart. And if your walk rate is above the average, you're probably not going to throw because why are we going to take a guy that's going to walk a lot of guys? If your strike rate is 40% lower than like a good average, you're obviously not going to throw. But if you're 15% above average with strike rates, you're going to be in the game. So it's like a statistic chart.
It's also easy to like. You call to your coach, why am I not playing?
Yeah, that's
pulls up the
exactly-
statistics, and
there's
it's
no
like,
politics.
This is why. Work on that. You'll get a chance.
Yeah, there's no politics.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love how he does that.
That's-
It's one of
that's
the best
dope.
ways a coach can like go about things. So I wouldn't necessarily change where I was because of that. I like his style of coaching.
Shout out to college, man.
I like to think he's a very good coach. So
I've heard. I don't know him personally, but I've heard a lot of very good things about him.
yeah, and he also does like his side job's like counseling. So he's a good like mental coach as well.
That's dope.
So it's cool. Yeah,
Vibes.
I like where I got. I like where I ended up. Now I just need to do well in school and yeah.
Make some money in 20 years.
Shout out.
Who? Oh. Yes.
Speaking of doing well in school, that's the biggest barrier right now.
That topic.
All right, thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you guys next week.